All right. Wait, I think this is working. I think a little close here. Let's see. Yes, I think this is working. We will. If you were here yesterday, boy, did you have to deal with some annoyance from me and trying to make this all work. So we'll see if it's working again now. I think it is. Is it? Is this live? Yeah. Oh, no, that's not it. I should change clothes every time I do this so that I know if it's a new broadcast. Here, I'll do here. Unzip this so I know that if it's new or not. Wait, I think this is working. Yeah. Okay, it's just. All right, this is not ideal. Although, wait, yeah, I can record it through Zoom, I think. So let me just. All right, this is not ideal. Although, wait. And I gotta take the audio out so you don't hear a loop. And then I could theoretically do this. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Natasha. And got one more place to try to connect, see if we can get on YouTube as well. Well, maybe it's you OBS that was my problem, because this seems to be working. Yeah, Moosecock is here, Gerbot is here, Razorblade's here. Oh boy, can you tell in my face how much happier I am to know this is working? The last few days have felt like my reoccurring dreams where I'm trying to speak. So I am thrilled to be visible and audible and connecting to you. Welcome to Love Morning, part of Hug Nation. This is a time for sharing gratitude and remembering that we are not alone. Oh boy, is that a theme for me lately? The importance of belonging, the importance of remembering that we are part of communities and strengthening the trust in those communities is a massive part of our spiritual journeys and our personal growth. So thank you for being a part of that. Which I should say, thank you for everyone who has been pushing me and encouraging me for details on the January 13th day workshop and the 14th kind of extra activities in San Diego's that I'm going to be holding. I was writing it up this morning, some details. I'm excited. I think I'm shifting it based on what I just said. It's going to be less about me giving lectures and more of a meetup and workshop, and it will take form based on who is there, and we will each be sharing our authentic truth, and our personal magic will be part of the curriculum for everyone else. So I'm excited. Oh, welcome, Carlene. Welcome, Joyous. Yes, not only was I gone for the weekend, but then technology has been thwarting me. You heard me, I said thwart. Not that many words you can say thw and not make a mistake. Like you can't say thw be the ball, but that's not actually the right way to say that. Yes. Okay. Gerbot says he's going to try to make it down for San Diego. Sweet. Yeah. So I think the plan is going to be we will probably like on Saturday meet up, probably like 10 or 11 in the morning. And then I've got a space reserved right on the beach that we can, on the cliff, that we can have some private space to have some workshops and breakouts, and bring your swimsuit because there's a jacuzzi. And then as it gets dark, we'll close up and we'll go get dressed up. We may even make the getting dressed up as part of the workshop, if that's where people want to get some strength and support. And then we'll go to the pink party and do some gifting and dancing and hugging. Oh, the Hug Deli is going to be at the pink party too. So we're going to be working the Hug Deli. Are you kidding me? Yes, it's going to be in real life. Yeah, it's going to be a physical gathering in San Diego on the 13th. So what am I grateful for? First off, I am grateful for the ease by which this broadcast is working right now. Now, it took me 30 minutes to get it working this morning, but you didn't get to see any of that. Whereas the last couple of days, you got to witness me going through my... I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my relationship with Lisa and our communication and how we're so inspiring each other to, I think, get better at all of our shit. Like last night, I painted something, which I'll show you in a moment. And it was kind of the end of the day, and I was a little frazzled. And Lisa had asked me some questions about some future things. And I noticed that my body was a little tense, and I was not just kind of at a baseline. And so I said, I was aware enough to say, I think this is going to have to wait till tomorrow. I think I'm a little dysregulated right now. And she was like, great, thank you. And gave me so much support and appreciation for that self-awareness, rather than being like, come on, we need to talk about this. Or why, you're just, there's a lot of responses that could have been frustrated but I just felt so supported and even appreciated. She's like, you're so good job at recognizing that about yourself. And so rather than, us make progress on a conversation we need to have, but me being like, ugh, and probably making decisions that were from a constricted place, instead we were able to go, let's pick this up tomorrow. And I felt good about it, instead of feeling guilty that I was, unable to be my best in that moment. So I'm super grateful for that. That is a new feeling to be able to, one, recognize, oh, I'm not feeling my best right now, and two, not be embarrassed or ashamed or judge myself for it, and three, have a partner that's like, awesome, hey, good job noticing that. Thank you for inviting me into this information. And she even says it's helping me to understand your nonverbal state of being, because when you tell me, I'm like, okay, cool, I was picking up on something great, and it's helping me to build trust of my perceptions and our communication. So super grateful for that. Good morning, Javi. Good morning, Christine. Every time I see your name, Christine, I see Kristin, because my last name is Styn, and you spell your Christine that way, unless I'm mispronouncing it, and it is Kristen. Yeah, recognizing and communicating. So I'm super grateful for that. I just mentioned that I painted. So not last night, but the night before, I had a dream where I was doing some watercolor. And so I decided that I would watercolor last night, and I made a painting. Can you see that? No. Can anybody tell who it is who didn't see me post already? It's watercolor and Sharpie. It felt good to do something, with a non-mouse creativity. So I really am hoping to be able to do more of that. I'm grateful that I have a afternoon beach visit planned with Lisa. We're planning on seeing the sunset at the beach. Thank you, Christine, with yes, unsteady of eyes. Christine, yes. I am grateful for a beautiful talk with my brother last night. I'm grateful I feel like I've had a really productive day back from the retreat. I'm grateful that I was able to reach out to a few of the people at the retreat, and I feel like they're going to be supportive people in my lives. I'm grateful that I got my new Meta glasses. Have you guys heard of these or seen these? These, like, if I click this button, I'm videotaping you. So consent. So now I'm videotaping everything I see until I turn it off, or I can take a picture. And I don't think you can hear it, but I can do something like, hey, Meta, what time is sunset tonight? No, it said Bluetooth reconnecting. Try again in a few moments. But it also can play music through the headphones and through the earpieces. So it does, just in case, well, I should test it here so you can see if it does it. If I am going to record us, it should be blinking. The light should be blinking, so you know that you're being recorded. So if you see someone with these glasses, you should be able to know if they're recording you. Whoa. I can't tell if that worked as far as visual. I was trying to record myself looking down my pants. Zoe says, I'm so grateful today that we found our schoolie, future home on wheels. Looking forward to all the adventures that await. Ooh, yay. It's exciting. How is your healing going, Zoe? I've been thinking about you a bunch. Christopher says, I'm grateful for not having to be in an airport this week. Being close to home is something we take for granted. Good point. Next says, good morning. I'm grateful that I can provide Turkey Day dinner for my sister. Natasha, I am grateful for the next step in my path being revealed and making plans for moving to unite my little family. Ooh, that sounds super exciting. Yay, thanks for sharing. So he says, grateful as well to have the space to host a gratitude potluck with dear friends tomorrow. Woo-hoo! Carlene says, cool painting. I love the glasses. Thank you. And Zoe's sharing that she's healing up quickly. No pain meds or brace necessary. Yay! I am live right now on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you don't know who I'm talking to, hello, accountant. You need my name for a project? My name is John Halcyon Stinn. You can go to johnstinn.com and learn all about me. JOHNSTYN. Nice to meet you, Adam. Welcome and good morning. Hello, Sherelle. Doing a project about Burning Man with my school about decommodification. Can you help me? I can help you, but it will cost you lots of money. Just kidding. See what I did there? Decommodification. Sure. Do you have a question about decommodification? I'd be happy to answer. This would be a great venue to. Wouldn't this be fun? There's other people here who also know much about Burning Man as well. What else am I grateful for? I showed you my painting. I'm recommendation to improve Burning Man. Okay, I need it. If you give me a question, I will answer a question. Like, do you need what decommodification explained to you, or what is how decommodification affects Burning Man, or how it is in jeopardy at Burning Man? I met a. Did I tell you this? I met a person who challenged me. Yeah, I did. I said that yesterday. I'm drawing a blank, but I've been had such a productive and good day. Good morning, Mingle. Hello, I love you too. Gerbot is grateful for family and this gratitude practice. Me too. Oh, I was going to just talk about Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful for the Thanksgiving holiday, and I know that it is also a time of year when it's a good idea to browse a little bit of the history of Indigenous people in the United States and the history of the way Indigenous people have been systematically the culture destroyed in this country, because we, make some arts and crafts with our kids of turkeys and wear pilgrims hats, does not mean that there is not a lot of reckoning and awareness, as we criticize countries around the world for their intolerance of people that are different from them. It is important to remember that the United States is horrifically guilty of the way it treated the people who were indigenous to these lands. So I'm not going to get deep into that. I think we all know that to a degree, and it's a good idea to remember and reread and look at things they did as far as crushing education of traditions and forcing children to be raised outside of their culture. However, I also like to take, in a Capra-Cohen sense, I think that a day of the year or a season when we are focused on gratitude and being thankful is so beautiful. And so I love gratitude season. It is kind of the Hug Nation High Holy Day. So I'm going to plan on seeing my parents. We're going to go over to their house, and my brother's family will be there. And Lisa will be joining us for a big family gathering. She has met everyone in the family, but this will be our first kind of like holiday together. So I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, we have a cool tradition because we live in San Diego. We go to my mom's house, and then we take when she puts the turkey in the oven while it's cooking, we all go to the beach and go on a beach walk. It's lovely this time of year generally. We do it on Christmas Day as well. Yeah, so it's a beautiful time of year. Actually, last night Lisa got a wreath for our door, so last night I put on Christmas music as we were having dinner. So 'tis the season. Sherelle says, come up with recommendations you could share with Burning Man organizers to improve burners' experience. Oh boy, what class is this? Well, it's a certainly is a challenging task, I will say that the organizers have. I mean, my suggestions are very personal. For example, like I have a suggestion about my own camp. Um, so if you're going to make a report, you could put this in your report. I think that the Esplanade should have camps on it that are calm hangout areas for people to socialize in, kind of like how Center Camp was and maybe will be again, but places you can go with the intention of meeting people. Not so much bars for drinking, not so much activities like, you know, obstacle courses, and not things that take a lot of extroverted game playing, but uh, chill areas with not loud music and shaded, comfortable places um, to connect. Pink Heart, I think, is a good example of that as an oasis for people to connect and create these safe containers for building community. But if it's not Pink Heart, then please bring other camps. Other suggestions, I think that having the problem is also is enforcement. Like I think we have rules like you can't hire people to build your camp for you. You can't have a Sherpa, you can't have a paid labor. And to me, that is one of the huge struggles or challenges that has infiltrated Burning Man, is that there was a time if you wanted to have a theme camp, you got your 10, 20, 50, 100 friends together and you built what you could build. And you were responsible for it. And as more and more money and more planning and more infrastructure and more outside services, companies that would drop off water or drop off gas, drop off food, camps started to have hired specialists in camp that would like build the camp for people, riggers and incredible stages that cannot be built just by your average, off, vacationing lawyer, and cooking for 200 people. And so you have people who are paid to be chefs for camps, and you have people who are paid to do all these different tasks. And that corrupts the gifting culture. Because if you're the chef of your camp and you bust your ass and you feel so good because you are giving the gift of your talents and your love of food, and every time everyone's eating, you feel fucking awesome because that's what gifting does. Their joy makes you joyful and you love it. And then you walk down the street and you end up having a conversation with the chef for this other camp that is run by these .com millionaires. And this guy says, oh yeah, I'm getting paid $5,000 to do the meal plan for these guys. And then suddenly nothing's changed in your life as the chef of your camp, but suddenly you're pissed. Now you're a chump. Now all the good feeling you had about giving that gift feels like, well, why don't I get paid? And that creeps into the culture. Someone was pointing out to me this year that they just noticed that even in local communities, when people say, hey, does anybody have room in their truck for my extra blank, blank, blank? People say, sure, we're taking bins for $100 a bin, or we'll take your bike for this amount of money. Where there used to be, I think, a lot more of, hey, we're all gifting and helping each other. But as things get commodified, it creeps in, and it makes things dangerous. The other challenge of, as the art becomes more and more magnificent. And there's these, art pieces that are $1 million budgets and mutant vehicles with multi-million-dollar budgets. It's like wealth inequality. It's like art inequality. And so when I first started going to Burn, a ton of the art was like scrappy junkyard shit and just glued together, tied together crap. And there was this real feeling like I could do that. You know what? Maybe I could make art. Maybe I could do a sculpture or something. And while there still is that type of art at Burning Man, there's a whole bunch of art that is so magnificent and amazing and expensive and takes so much expertise that it really starts to make it feel like, well, there's artists, professional artists and engineers and lighting techs that make the art. And you don't have that same feeling of like, I could do that. And so that's another thing. I would err on the side of less magnificent art and more responsibility that participants only create art. No paid labor. Give grants to people who don't have experience. Give grants to people who just are fucking around. But, at the same time, I say that not as a criticism of anything that people are doing, because I recognize how difficult the challenge is to a Burning Man organizer to have to deal with all of the different pressures, including within the community and outside the community, local law enforcement and political stuff and zoning. And there's this, and balancing their books and getting donations. It's so, but hopefully those thoughts are helpful in some way. Moosecock said, I have tiny art. I don't feel like I can bring it to Burning Man. Well, that I would push you to challenge. My friend Kelly Moe, she brings to Burning Man events. She brings her tiny bar, which is in a little wagon. She has these little bitty cups, and she serves little bitty drinks that she drives around and serves people. And then she has a little bitty art gallery with little bitty canvases in this little bitty house. So who knows? Good morning, Carolyn. Carolyn says, grateful for you and your love for everyone. Thank you, Carolyn. I had a really beautiful experience at this retreat I went to, where there was a lot of really impressive people. And I had moments where I was feeling like I have some strengths, but in this group, I felt a little intimidated at times. And this one woman at one point goes, well, you're just overflowing with rainbows, aren't you? All the time. Like, well, not all the time, but try. Joy says, I'm grateful I found somewhere to volunteer tomorrow. Spend all the holidays alone, so it fills my day to be in service with others. Grateful for gratitude practice. Yeah. Moosecock says, I'm happy to pull out my Christmas decorations. It warms my heart with loving memories, even if it is sometimes hard to think of people who aren't here anymore. And thank you for saying that. And I think it's good to acknowledge that, all holidays are a mixed bag. Even a holiday that was once wonderful can become just so painful when it triggers and brings back memories of people that we've lost. So hopefully we can hold on to good stuff and maybe even spend time allowing ourselves grief, but also allowing ourselves to sink into memories and bring the joy and the warmth of past experiences with people, and let ourselves just sit in that feeling, even if they're not here still. You can still kind of let it come to the surface and feel that warmth. We got lots of votes for tiny art here. Woo woo. So we're about to finish up here if anyone has any more gratitude they'd like to share. Oh, I was going to share my I am so grateful for a video call I got with Asher. Amy called me last night while Asher was taking a bath. And the last several times that we've tried to video chat, he is rambunctious and energetic, and it's hard to just, get him to stay in front of the screen, which makes sense. I mean, and I don't like being a burden on him. And Amy's like, come talk to Bada. But last night he was in the bath and Amy called, and he was so funny and so cute and so goofy. And I wrote about it, but I'll just share a couple of things he said that was so delightful. He sits in the bath. He has long baths, and so he's playing with toys, and he's got his toys are like bottles, squirt bottles, and like he had a spoon, and so he had a spoon playing with bubbles, and he says, "This is Oracle Dorkle," and I'm like, "Oh, Oracle Dorkle, oh, cool." I think I have Oracle Dorkle here, and I ran into the kitchen, and I get a spoon, and I go, "Look, Oracle Dorkle," and he looks into the camera, and he goes, "That's a spoon. This is Oracle Dorkle," and he meant the bubbles. I was like, "Okay, oh, you're right. I'm sorry, silly me and my spoon. Thank you." And then we were making up songs and singing, and we talked about underpants. No, what was it? Underwear, where instead of your hair, you wear it on your head. And next thing you know, he's like, "If I put underwear on my head, will you wear underwear on your head?" I'm like, "Are you challenging me, little man?" Quickly, next thing you know, Amy is brought in. He's wearing underwear on his head, so I grabbed some underwear and put it on my head, and then he requested long pants. So then we both had pants on our heads, and we were using the pant legs to make like different ways of wearing it and tying it in different ways. And he would like tie it around his face, and he would look into his reflection, and go, "This is a good look." It was just so cute and so fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him in December, in late December. Cheryl says, "Thank you. So grateful for the help." Let's see. I hate it when the heart covers up the name. But hello, Mr. Javier. Is it Mr. Javier? Hello, Mr. Javier. I hope you like the project of Terrell, Adam, and Kareem. It is so good to see you, Mingle. Zoe sharing, "I'm definitely biased, but small, non-photogenic, cheap art is so important. I've been most inspired by some of the janky art I've seen. It gave me permission to make my own art. You don't need $1 million budgets to create beautiful memories and moments of connection." And that I agree wholeheartedly with that. I mean, and there's such a significant aspect of Burning Man that there is no curation. There is nobody who is deciding that this art is worthy and this art is not worthy. It is the act of saying, "This is my expression," that turns it to art. Like Duchamp, Marcel Duchamp, famous for his sculptures like fountain, the urinal that he signed R. Mutt, and it became this famous painting. He didn't make the urinal. He just said, "This is art," and signed it, and then it's art. And the art world is got all sorts of wacky, crappy stuff to it. But Burning Man art is what we value is authentic expression, radical self-expression. And that can be janky. Oh, the other thing, this came out in a conversation over the weekend too, that when we get discouraged from creating art that sucks, or it's not enough, or it's not big enough, or whatever, we are missing the point. We are getting caught into one of the biggest crimes of our status quo culture. That this is inspired by Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, which is a fantastic book. Highly recommend it. But if you went back a couple of generations, everybody was a creator. If you wanted a chair, you had to build yourself a chair. You need a table, you make a table. If you wanted a table with some more like flowers and flourishing on it, then you had to carve that into it. Everybody was doing stuff, making your clothes, and everybody was creating and making. It's what people did. And then pretty recently, we established this culture where when you get to a certain age, we diagnose you and say, you are good enough to make a living, make money selling your art, whether it's your songs, your visual art, your whatever it is, your dance. Okay, so you then keep training to be a professional. Everyone else, this direction, you go and become a consumer, and then outsource your creativity to the producers of art, and then you buy their art and enjoy their art. And so we stop drawing, we stop painting, we stop singing, we stop doing the things that are part of being a human because we're not good enough. And we lose a core part of being a human being. Human beings are making machines. We are monkeys who make things. I had this thought over the weekend. I'm like, that idea of like that humans are made in God's image? Maybe that's what it means. We are the ones that create as God creates. And so if we do not express our creativity, we are inhibiting the very expression of our humanity. We are living a fractional life to not be creating and being expressive. And that could be anything. It doesn't mean you are making sculpture or painting. Although last night I did. Look what I painted last night. If you didn't see me show this earlier, my little watercolor and Sharpie of Biggie Smalls. But it's just thinking and be creatively, creating the way that you put your clothes on or buy clothes or cut up your clothes or doodle or sketch or stack rocks at the beach, but not rocks in national parks. Don't stack rocks in national parks. Anyway, I think you know what I'm talking about. But it is integral to a feeling of peace and a life of purpose is to create, to be creative. And that's one of the joys of children, is that they help us to remind us of that time before we got pushed away from expressing for no reason. Welcome, Wonderland Studios. Good morning, and thank you, Mingle. And I think with that, we will close this up, knowing that, I, for years, have called myself a lifestyle artist. So my art is in the way that I make choices. And it can be a painting, it can be a community space. It can be words. It can be expressive dance. It can be a choice, a courageous choice. It can be activism. Any conscious, truly driven by your creative impulses and your muse. So I encourage you to do that. Hey, Chris. Thank you, Zoe. All right, you lovely humans, wherever you are in this moment, let's give ourselves a big squeeze and be grateful for this alarm going off outside, letting us know that, yes, it is time for us to connect. Grateful for our bodies, grateful for our creativity, grateful for the moment by moment journey and challenge and adventure of choosing to be actively pursuing our truth, not falling into the grooves, the patterns, the status quo, choosing to live artistically, choosing to love passionately and fearlessly, and to role model that in the world as love ambassadors. Let's take a deep breath in and squeeze one another. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you, thanks for being here for our gratitude morning. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, that's me. And if anyone is thinking of coming to San Diego for January 13th and 14th for a little workshop weekend and wants more details, you can reach out to me, because as I'm making plans for it, if there's something that does and doesn't work for you, I would love to know. Like, if you think, oh, I need to leave Sunday at this time if I come, or I want to go, but I don't want to go to the party afterwards and dance. That would be helpful to me if anybody is curious, or you just want to say, "Who, I'm definitely interested." Let me know. Or if you think it sounds interesting, but what's this gonna cost me? You can ask me that too. So the answer is I'm still figuring that out as well, but you can ask me, and I'll have some tiers for people that sign up in early bird. Thank you, Chris. That is a incredibly nice thing to say. And for those of you on YouTube that didn't hear it, I'm going to read it out loud because it'll make me feel good about myself. It says, "You are and have always been one of the most beautiful people that I have ever known. Love you." I love you too. If you can hear my voice right now, I love you. I'm so grateful.